Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping into what looks like a really crucial weekend for WWE coming up in mid-July. We've got a whole slate of premium live events.
Yeah, and the idea here, our mission for this deep dive, is to, well, cut through some of the noise. We'll look at the big matches, sure, but we really want to connect the dots for you. Follow those storylines weaving between the shows. Basically, make sure you know what's really at stake, understand the plays, the potential outcomes.
And just so you know, we're pulling this directly from the source official WWE announcements, their match previews, so it's straight from them. What they're pushing gives us a good look at the narrative they're building. Exactly. So let's get into it, the dates, the times, and these, frankly, incredible opportunities up for grabs. Okay, let's unpack this. All right, kicking things off, Saturday, July 12th. It's actually a doubleheader, which is pretty intense. First up, you've got the Great American Bash 2025. That's the NXT Premium Live event. It airs 3 p.m. Eastern. That's noon Pacific time. And you can catch it live on Peacock if you're in the U.S. or Netflix, pretty much everywhere else. WWE Network, too, of course.
Okay, so for Great American Bash, WWE is highlighting a couple of key things right off the bat. You've got the NXT Championship on the line, Obafemi, the champ, defending against Yoshiki Inamura. And then, maybe even more intriguing given the timing, a big tag team match. It's Jordynne Grace and Blake Monroe versus Fatal Influence.
Right, and that tag match, this is where it gets really interesting. Like you said, the timing. This match happens just one day before Jordynne Grace, the Juggernaut, right? Challenges Jacy Jayne for the NXT Women's Championship. That's at WWE Evolution the next day.
Right.
So talk about the stakes of putting her in a tough tag match right before that title shot. What's the thinking there?
Well, it's a fascinating setup. Remember, Grace earned this title shot by winning the Evolution Eliminator tournament. She's proven she belongs there. And Blake Monroe, her partner, she just showed up and immediately made waves, even gave Grace a big assist on NXT recently. July 1st, I think it was. But Fatal Influence, they're the ones who put Grace, or the Glamour as they called her, through a table not long ago. So there's history. Bad blood.
Okay.
So putting Grace in this match against them right before Evolution, I mean, is it a test? Maybe see if she cracks under pressure? Or could it be a way to wear her down? Maybe even injure her slightly, just hours before the biggest match of her career so far.
So Jacy Jayne might be hoping Fatal Influence does some damage for her.
You have to wonder, right? It adds this whole layer of doubt. Will Grace be 100% physically or even mentally going into that championship match? It's a great bit of storytelling.
Yeah, definitely makes that Evolution match even more compelling. Okay, so that's Saturday afternoon. Then we shift gears to Saturday night, July 12th again, Saturday night's main event. This one's prime time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. It's live on NBC, network television, and streaming on Peacock. And the big one here, happening in Atlanta, is a first-time ever singles match, LA Knight versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah, and this one has been brewing for a bit. You got to look back to Money in the Bank. That's where this whole warring thing really kicked off. Rollins won that ladder match, but he needed help, right? Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, they got involved.
Right, and specifically stopped LA Knight from grabbing the briefcase.
Exactly. They prevented the megastar from becoming Mr. Money in the Bank. And since then, it's just escalated. Attacks every week, basically. Knight even blindsided Rollins, the Visionary, on Raw back on June 30th.
So it's personal. It stems directly from that Money in the Bank finish. This isn't just a random match thrown together.
Not at all. It's a culmination.
So what are the stakes here beyond just, winning or losing? What happens if Knight loses clean after all this fan support? Or if Rollins doesn't get a clean win after needing help before?
Good questions. For LA Knight, yeah, a clean loss could really slow down his momentum. He's got this massive fan backing. The megastar movement is real. But if Rollins beats him decisively, especially with that Money in the Bank context hanging over it, it does raise questions about whether he can break through that ceiling, And for Rollins, well, if he can't get a clean win, maybe there's interference again or it's a messy finish. It kind of reinforces the idea that maybe he needs help against these top guys now,
Right.
especially after how Money in the Bank went down. So yeah, it's about settling the score, definitely, but it's also about their standing, who's really on top.
It really solidifies or maybe challenges where they both sit in the hierarchy. Makes sense. Okay, so that's Saturday covered, a lot happening. Then we roll into Sunday, July 13th, the grand finale of the weekend. WWE Evolution. This streams live 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific in the U.S. General timing is 76 Central. And same viewing options. Peacock in the States, Netflix internationally.
And the big centerpiece for Evolution, the thing WWE is really pushing in their previews, is a massive women's battle royal. high stakes involved here. It's not just filling the ring.
Yeah, this is the fascinating part, the prize. The winner gets a women's championship match at WWE Clash in Paris.
Wow.
Right. A direct ticket to a title shot on a huge international stage. What does setting up a match like this with that prize tell us about where they're going with the women's division?
Well, it's significant. They're specifically mentioning this is in honor of a similar opportunity given at the first WWE Evolution in 2018, so there's a nod to history. But more than that, a battle royal like this, with that kind of reward, it does a few things. It instantly creates a tough contender. It could be a veteran getting one more big shot, or maybe someone completely unexpected breaks out.
Like a star-making moment.
Exactly. It really tests the depth of the division. You throw everyone in there, see who emerges. It feels like maybe they're moving towards more open opportunities, less predictable paths to the title. And giving the spot at Evolution, an event focused on women, makes that prize feel even more prestigious. It shows commitment.
So, a potential game changer. Many women enter, one leaves with a golden ticket to Paris. That's a huge moment waiting to happen.
Absolutely. So just to quickly recap the whole weekend then. Saturday, July 12th, you've got Great American Bash in the afternoon, Saturday night's main event in the evening. Then Sunday, July 13th, wraps it all up with WWE Evolution.
Yeah, it is absolutely packed. 48 hours of high-stakes action, championships defended, rivalries peaking, and these direct lines to future title shots being drawn.
And when you step back and look at it all together, these connections, like the Jordan Grace situation, the tag match right before the title match, it really ramps up the drama, doesn't it? It makes you think, how does layering these events and consequences like this actually make the whole weekend feel bigger, more important for you watching at home?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes every match feel like it matters more. Because you know it could affect something else down the line, maybe even the next night. It's not just happening in a vacuum. It builds that anticipation, tells a richer story than just, here's a match.
Precisely. It links everything together into a bigger narrative.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Now you've got the context. Go watch and see how these stories, these interconnected threads, actually play out.